So there's an update to a story of this Mzungu teenager who had plotted to kill black churchgoers last year, was sentenced to 4 years in juvenile detention on Thursday. Now, this story is screwed up. Now, this little white supremacist female by the name of Caitlyn Pye, 17 years old, will also face 10 years probation upon her release from the Department of Juvenile Justice at the age of 21. Now, this is my problem with this sentence. Black people are charged as adults at that age for any little thing that they do. They're charged as adults. She was charged as a juvenile and get to stay in the juvenile system till she's 21. How many brothers you know do something at 16 and they are going immediately to the adult male prison? But yet this little white supremacist female, see, like I said, it's always a complexion for the protection, no matter what they do. Now, this little female from Gainesville, Georgia, which they say is a little less than 50,000 people, an hour north of Atlanta. Now, she was charged with a criminal attempt to commit murder. She plotted a deadly attack on worshipers at the city's Bethel African Methodist Episcopal Church in November 2019. It says school resource officers in Gainesville were made aware that Pye had detailed written plans to commit murder in a notebook. It said when school officials searched her bag, they said they found a notebook with one t-shirt with the phrase natural selection written on it and another with free Dylan Storm Roof, which is Dylan Roof is the white supremacist, you remember, who killed the 9 people at Mother Emanuel Church. Along with swastikas on each sleeve, according to with the news. Now, this is a domestic terrorist female just as much as it was Dylan Roof. Now, she had another shirt that said, I had to do it because somebody had to do something because black people are killing white people every day in the streets. What I did is still minuscule compared to what they're doing to white people every day. I do consider myself a white supremacist. That was the exact quote on her shirt that came from Dylan Roof. She had 2 knives in her bag. She visited the church, intended to target the people, but she went several times and nobody was there. Now, it said when she gets out, she's forbidden to have any contact with any AME members in the state of Georgia and required to stay 150 yards away from any AME church. It said the sentence also requires she write an apology letter as well to the church and attend court-ordered counseling. She says that she's sorry for what she's done when she was in the court on October 22nd, and she pled guilty to 1 count of criminal attempt to commit a felony. I said Bethel AME, of course, was started about 100 years ago, and its congregation was made of about 40 members. Of course, the people of the church is not going to have the attitude that I would have about the situation. But I personally believe that sentence was a slap on the wrist. I believe she should have had terrorism charges and should have been charged as an adult. I think this sentence is a travesty, personally, because if you gave her 10 years probation, then that means you should have gave her 14 years in prison. And she should have got all 14 years, and it gave her 14 years to think about her hatred of black people. That little female going to be out within 2 on good behavior. What did she really learn? Nothing at all. But this is the criminal injustice system. Like I said, it's a great if you're Mzungu, but if you're black, they're going to rule you with the iron fist. But leave me a comment. Let me think about the situation, with this particular story, literally just letting this female off. That's literally what they did. They didn't do anything to this female at all.